The People's Democratic Party, the PDP, hosts its national executive meeting this Thursday in what seems to determine its future existence as a united opposition party in Nigeria. With very contentious issues to be discussed, the NEC meeting will be preceded by a caucus meeting today, April 16, followed by a meeting of the members of the Board of Trustees, BOT, on Wednesday, April 17. However, amid the battle for the control of the People's Democratic Party between the camps of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, there are indications that the governors elected on the party's platform are actually warming up to seize control of the party's structures. Meanwhile, a new twist has emerged in the race to replace the suspended national chairman of the PDP, Dr. Iyorchia Ayu, as his planned replacement may be an exercise in futility, unless the suspended national chairman voluntarily resigns or withdraws the appeal he instituted in the courts. Joining us now on the morning show as we look at the intrigues about to play out in the forthcoming PDP NEC meeting is Kola Ologbondiyan, former National Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party. Kola Ologbondiyan, good to have you on the program. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. Good morning, Ayo, and good morning, Rufy the Fire.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Okay, PDP NEC meeting, caucus meeting, BOT meeting, prefacing the meeting on Thursday.
NEC.
Now, what should we expect? Wike versus Atiku, as it's been programmed. All the gladiators who want to be chairman of the party, former Governor Suswam, is in the race, we're told. Theophilus Abba, I think, is also in the race, and as well as Barrister Emmanuel Agbo, all of them from North Central, from Benue, more or less. So what should we expect? And then this talk about Governor Wike leaving the G5, saying that no, he's no longer part of the G5. After all, he already got his second term, so he probably doesn't need the G5 again. Can you help us break down the issues?
Thank you very much, Dr. Abati. I think I should quickly... Yeah, exactly. I wanted to say, that maybe we were talking about Governor Seyi Makinde
leaving the G5, yes.
Okay, Dr. Emmanuel Agbo is an engineer, he's not a lawyer.
Okay.
But having said that, Dr. Abati, the situation in the party, to me, is not clearly the issue of the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike, and the presidential candidate of the party and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. I think the situation, the way I perceive it, is about principles. And when I say principles, what do I mean? I think the party is clearly divided between those who believe that PDP as a political party should stand as an opposition political party and should uphold those possibilities that can guarantee a check on the government and also possibly a return to government in the future. I think this is one line of principle. And I think the other line of principle is for those who believe that, oh, there's a government that is in power. And because there's a government that is in power, opposition is not necessary. We sit back and watch, or possibly sit among those who are in government for whatever interest. And as such, allow the government to function. Don't criticize, no matter how constructive your intention is, but just allow the government to function. I think these are the two major principles that are running the party as we speak today. However, in every situation like this in any political party, there are people who want to take advantage. There are people who want to set and say, oh, ego tripping, and say, we are the one doing it. We are responsible for this. We are doing that. I'm not exempting that situation. I say this and I reason along these principle lines because of the fact that there are people that I know who are die-hard Atiku supporters, who are standing on the need for Damagum to continue. And there are people that I know who are die-hard Nyesom Wike supporters, who are saying that on the basis of justice, on the basis of fairness, on the basis of even the fight that the Honorable Minister Nyesom Wike took on in respect of zoning, they want Damagum to revert to his position as the Deputy National Chairman and allow the North Central to produce a chairman that will complete the tenure of Ayu. Now, Dr. Abati, you raise a fundamental question which borders on whether Ayu had resigned or he has not resigned. Well, there are people, not people, I'm sorry to say this, but Dr. Abati, you know it as a fact that when the last chairman before Ayu, the total chairman, Prince Uche Secondus, was removed from office, he went to court. He fought his battle to the Supreme Court. Nobody waited for him to complete the matter before we were allowed to complete our tenure. And the reason why that set of working committee were allowed to complete their tenure was because they didn't want anyone in that committee, in that group, to go to court and allege that, oh, he was elected for 4 years, but his 4-year tenure has been shortchanged. So on account of that, outside Secondus, those who were left were allowed to complete their tenure, and they held a convention at which Ayu was produced. So the issue of resignation doesn't arise because Ayu was removed by a court. And Dr. Abati, as we are speaking now, nobody can produce a restraining order that Ayu secured from the court that stopped the party from allowing the North Central to complete its term. So, Dr. Abati, these are the issues that are germane and that are leading into the NEC, into the BOT, and into the caucus. Whether or not to allow Damagum to remain in office, or whether the North Central should be allowed to produce a successor to Ayu to complete the remaining of the tenure of the term of Ayu. And as you can see, why the situation is becoming worrisome is that people are now outstepping the process. For instance, stakeholders from the North Central have already met yesterday in Abuja, like I read in the report, and endorsed former Governor Suswam as the successor. Tomorrow, the North Central caucus of the party, they are going to meet. Well, I'm hearing that, they are meeting to take a decision on the way forward. So, the issues are very worrisome, Dr. Abati. And I just pray that the party will be able to manage itself through at this moment.
All right, so there's a battle for supremacy has already been established, and like you highlighted, it could very well be a make or mar situation of the party, as it could deepen it could deepen the divide that already exists. Beyond the chairmanship of the party is also this fight for who would take supremacy as a national leader. There's that conversation around, should it be your presidential candidate, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar? Should it be the Nyesom Wike, or would it be regarded as one of the governors who are said to be the collegiate leaders in respect of hierarchy and seniority of the most senior elected official in the party? Is this a conversation that you're concerned about? There's concerns that there will be meetings upon meetings that will be held before the actual meeting, and there might be some conversations that might shake the party if it doesn't go well. Are you concerned about this?
Yeah, Ayo, to me it will be childish to reduce the upcoming neck to leadership of the party. That's not the issue. It is not the issue. Leadership is natural in the People's Democratic Party. And everybody knows who his or her leader is in the party. So the issue of whether it's Wike that is going to be named the leader, whether it's Atiku that will be named the leader, they pan into irrelevance. What's important, Ayo, is how do we hold the party together? How do we put the People's Democratic Party together in a manner that it can function to the ideals of its founders? That's what's important.
I hear you.
We're in government. We have
Mr.
found ourselves.
Yes, I hear you.
Yes.
But
So the issue. I'm not contest.
Yes, but the reason why this is important, like you said, if you're going to bring people together and repair broken relationships and factions, if that unsaid or, in your words, not so relevant aspect of things is not sorted, you will still have factions upon factions, loyalists upon loyalists, and no true unity or bringing together of people in the group or in the party.
See, Ayo, in every association, there are tendencies. There are caucuses. That's why I found this strange when the minority leader in the House of Rep said that Ugo Chinyere cannot form a caucus. And I said, but even the minority leader himself, Honorable Chinda, had a caucus when he wasn't the minority leader. So tendencies and caucuses arise in associations. You understand? In the People's Democratic Party, the organs of the party showcase the chairman and his National Working Committee as that body, that singular body, that should conduct the day-by-day affairs of the party. So if there are crises anywhere, it is the national chairman leading the working committee that will say, we have issue, say in Kogi State where I come from. Okay, we will constitute a committee to go and intervene in the matter. So you constitute a reconciliation committee. Like Secondus used to say, as our national chairman and when we're in the National Working Committee, Secondus will say, the legal advisor, Mr. Legal Advisor, what is the opinion, what is the rule according to our constitution? Can you read it out? And once that is read, members of the working committee will follow naturally in that trajectory. So to me, the issue of who is leader, everybody knows who is leader. Everybody knows who the leader of the party is. So I do not think the meeting of Thursday is going to be about, are we electing a leader? No. Or are we discussing leadership? No. What the meeting is about, essentially, from what I am picking among leaders and among members, is that would Amagum remain in office or will he be replaced? There are those who have come up with the argument that the vacancy does not exist in the office of the chairmanship. And they argue that, it doesn't exist because the Constitution provides that where a chairman ceases, ceases to exist, either by resignation, by death, and by all the conditions put forward by the Constitution, that the deputy national chairman from that zone, that's from the north-south dichotomy, will be the one to stand in office pending when a substantive chairman is brought forward. So the question now is this. The North Central is saying that, look, we want to bring forward a replacement, which will be the substantive chairman. I think that is the major issue, Ayo, that the party will have to contend with on Thursday.
Okay, Mr. Logbondiyan, as we are talking about all of this, isn't this a reflection of the spinelessness, if I can use that word, of your political party called the PDP, which has become a wrecking ball unto itself, which has become a joke? And I'll tell you why. should Wike even be in the picture despite the damage he did to your party in the last election? Because I heard you were saying, yeah, he has his own faction, he has his own this, he has his own... This was a man that openly destroyed your party in the last election. Till today, no punitive measure. And because he can push money to a couple of, or he has his loyalists in the political party, and he has a lot of cash, then he still holds sway. Isn't this a fair complaint on your political party that is dead as dodo and buried? Because I'm even shocked that Mr. Wike, his name is even coming up. A man that openly peed on your back and told you it's raining, he destroyed your party's prospects. And you are saying because he's supporting people. When is the PDP going to get rid of the shame on their face?
Well, Rufy, let me start by saying that the constitution of the party provides for how the party should be managed. And I made that clear from the onset that the responsibility of the day-by-day running of the party lies in the office of the national chairman. So when you talk, and I guess what we are talking about in respect of the Minister of FCTS on Wike, is about disciplinary action. That's what we are saying. And I can recall that under the leadership of Secondus, when the former governor of Ebonyi State, Engineer Dave Umahi, started relating with the All Progressives Congress, I can recall very well that under the Secondus leadership, a letter was written, a form of a query was issued to Dave Umahi to explain to the party why he was rallying with the All Progressives Congress. So the party provides, the constitution of the party provides for disciplinary measures. It is not a mob. The party is not a mob. It's not where someone can rise from anywhere and carry wood or anything and say, oh, you are responsible for this, you are responsible for that. No. So the purview lies within the current working committee to say, oh, we consider your action this way or that way. And as such, we want you to provide explanation. Or the party has a standing disciplinary committee where matters of this nature are referred. But if the party, and when I mean the party, I'm talking about the leadership, is not taking actions, you can't hold the party responsible. Because the constitution also says that even this next meeting that we want to hold on Thursday, it is the national chairman that will call for it. Where he failed, there's a process in the constitution requiring a percentage of members of NEC to sign a position and call for NEC. I'm aware. But, Rufy, you have very harsh words. You have very harsh words for our party.
And I will use even harsher words. Because let me tell you something, sir. With due respect, you think we out here that are journalists, we don't want a good country and we see the charade you politicians and the shenanigan you do to us? You think we don't want political parties with ideology? You think we don't want political parties with discipline? We want it, but you can't have people just come, rough shoulder. There are no consequences. And I dare the PDP, there will be no consequence for what Wike did in last election. And that's the way Nigeria has become. That's why you see, look at elections. Do you think people come out to vote? They don't take you politicians seriously. It's because of things like this. You think the people are not watching? You think? I will even use harsher words because there must be some level of stability in the political system. And today, I would even haunt the PDP even more by saying this will not happen in the APC. The APC that I know will do a lot better as regards discipline. The party has lost it.
Okay, Kola Logbadiyo, let me come in here. It's not about competition between the PDP and the APC. But clearly, the PDP meetings that we're having this week is about the soul of the party. What do you think is the future of the PDP? If you have a political party where the likes of Senator Chimaroke Nnamani, you were talking about rules, former governor of Enugu State, former senator representing Enugu East, came out and said nobody could expel him from the party and that his alleged expulsion was illegal. He will probably be at the meetings this week. Where you have Chief Olabode George, a founding father of the party, prominent member of the G5, say he is waiting for that person that will tell him to leave the PDP. And then you have the almighty Wike, the enfant terrible of your party, who is openly, identifying with the APC. And at the same time, he says he will work against the party, and he's still in the party. So the soul of the PDP is at stake. What is the future? And what is the future will also be in relation to, Waziri Adamawa Atiku Abubakar's personal ambition. Is he still going to come around in 2027? And he will say it will be Atiku or nobody. So that's where the question lies. Tell us about what you think the future looks like.
Thank you very much, Dr. Abati. I said it from the beginning that I'm very worried about the situation of the party. And I can even go further to say that it's very troubling what can become of the party, except the situation is managed. I made that abundantly clear from the beginning. And let me also tell Rufy the Fire that you have harsh words for our party. But I want to tell you, I'm not assuring you, I want to tell you that depending on how the neck ends, before I can agree with you that the party is as dead as Todo. But as things stand today, I believe that the party is hemorrhaging, but it still has a pulse. And I believe that if that pulse is strengthened, it can still come back to life. But having said that, Dr. Abati, now back to you. The issues that you have raised are germane. And like I said earlier on, boils back to the worries in the party. And I said it clearly that the constitution of the party provides for measures for guidance, provides for measures that will not take us this path that we are presently. But I will still go back to it. It borders on the principles. There are those who believe that the party should exist and meet the demands of the ideals of the founders. And there are those who believe that, set that aside. So, let us work with the sitting government, possibly form alliance with the sitting government. So, how that will pan out will be predicated on the outcome of NEC. I also agree with you that the issue of Atiku presidential interest is part of the supposed crisis in the party. But Dr. Abati, you agree with me that after the 1998 convention in Jos, we had the fiercest contest in the 2022 convention. Because it was very fierce. And at the end of the day, delegates to that convention chose a candidate that they preferred. I believe that if the party is put together in harmony and another convention is allowed, or we can go to into another convention before 2027, the party delegates, whichever way they emerge, will decide who the candidate will be. I do not think that the party should break up or the party should incur, serious crisis on account of an election that you cannot even foresee, that you don't even have a date for. Honestly, Dr. Abati, the situation is very worrisome.
All right. You keep saying that the outcome of the NEC meeting would determine whether or not this hemorrhaging party, the polls will finally go off completely. In your view, in your estimation, practical terms, what are some of the key outcomes? What would an ideal outcome look like? Bearing in mind all the issues we presented to you this morning, including maybe disciplinary action instituted against some principals, do you think that would be a key success factor? The emergence of who the chairman of the party would be, since you've said that there's no case instituted by former chairman, Senator Yocha Ayu, and a few other things. What's an ideal outcome for you, bearing in mind that the meeting will be held in just a few, in less than 48 hours?
Well, an ideal outcome would be for the governors to, in their own meeting, look at the situation that we have on our hands now. Shall we continue in sin and expect grace to abound, as said in the Bible? We cannot. If the situation in which we have found ourselves today is because, in the words of those who work against the party, there were issues of unfairness, there were issues of injustice, there were issues of this, of that, can we continue on that path and expect peace and harmony? The answer is no. I've read people say that, Damagum must step down. Damagum should resign. The issue is that nobody is calling for resignation of Damagum because Damagum is the part and parcel of the National Working Committee. What the North Central people demand, which is simple, is that allow us to complete the term of Ayu. So the issue that Ayu is in court, to me, is neither here nor there. Because in the history of the party, and according to the precedences that exist in the party has never waited for any national chairman who is in court to come out of court. And I don't even believe, and for my own personal findings, I do not believe that Ayu is in court as we speak. I knew he went to court. But for my findings, I do not believe that he's in court. So I believe that the North Central should be allowed to complete the tenure. And if that is done, it doesn't remove Damagum from the National Working Committee. He just reversed to his position as the Deputy National Chairman. So these are the concrete issues that I believe that the NEC would dwell on. And anything outside of that, maybe, if you have what's it called, a situation where you want to discipline certain members, there used to be a standing disciplinary committee, and you want to reconstitute another one, you can reconstitute another one, and allow those who allegations have been made against to go and feature. So these are just the issues, but I don't think that some people are claiming that, they will go to NEC, the NEC must dismiss this. No. It's not in the constitution of the party. The constitution of the party provides for fair hearing. So we cannot act like mobs who just come and say, we have come to sit here today and we are sacking this person. I don't think the party will work that way.
Okay. I hear we need to thank you now, we need to go. But I want to leave you with this quote by George Washington about discipline, and maybe your party can learn from it. It says, discipline is the soul of an army. It makes small numbers formidable, procures success to the weak, and esteem to all. Discipline.
Well, thank you very much, Kola Logodiyan. We'll keep a watching brief on developments within the People's Democratic Party. And we rely on your promise that, what happens this week could tell us something about the future of the party.